Um, 3 days into it now. Just been recovering from, yeah. New year. Hopefully, better start. Well, yeah. I didn't decide. I did record a 2020 year in review, but I decided not to upload it, and I don't think I will either because, to be honest, I'm never going to be the kind of person who will neglect 2020 happened because it did. However, I'm keeping my personal thoughts about it to myself because I just don't. I just don't want. I just don't want it being out there, honestly. So, yeah. God, what a year last year was, though, honestly. What a year. It's not looking too bright at the moment, but, you know, we'll just see what happens, really. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst is what I say. Oh, and welcome. Also, whilst I'm here, I would love to say a massive thank you for the recent increase in subscribers. It's been absolutely insane. I've loved every minute of it, honestly. Last time I checked, we were on 217. Is that the case, or have we gone up a bit? That's, you know. Hey, hello, brother. Hello. Oh, yeah. Let me just check the recent increase in subscribers. Gone from 217. That's absolutely amazing. That is actually fantastic. 217 people have enjoyed the videos enough to want to press that subscribe button, which is very hard considering that there's a lot of competition out there. So it's absolutely amazing to see that 217 of you actually enjoy the videos I make. It's really, it does mean a lot. It does. It feels like, I don't know. I'm not going to be too cringeworthy about it because no, it's not what people want to see. I mean, I'm breaking the YouTube stereotypes enough as it is by actually keeping a clean mouth and not clickbaiting every video I do. I don't even have make thumbnails. One thing I will encourage though is that you guys check out the last video I did where I was talking about Lost Cause, which was a story written by one of my closest friend, my best friend. Please check it out. Just do it. Like, if you're a fan of reading, then it's perfect. It is literally for you. If you're not a fan of reading, give it a try because, you know, they say reading's good for the brain and all that. You know, I'm not going to turn into your teacher, your English teacher, but but if there's anything you guys want to do with the new year, with, you know, potentially more lockdowns and, you know, more time on your hands, then at least give that a try. Like, give Lost Cause a try because it's worth it. I'm not just saying this because I'm friends with the author the author of the book, but I genuinely read it, and there's been days where I've just been bored, miserable, just not done anything, and I've just moaned at myself for not doing anything. Then I've like, right, I jumped on Wattpad, I started reading, and honestly, it ended up being the highlight of my day. Just reading a page or two of Lost Cause. It really was, and you know, it would mean a lot to me as well because I've enjoyed being a part of this journey with the author. I've enjoyed chatting to them and giving them feedback, and just, you know, it's been the best. So if you guys could check it out as well, that would mean a lot. I've just added the link to the Lost Cause page on Wattpad. So if you press the link in the last video I made, it will take you straight to there, so you can just start pressing read and just enjoy it. But that's enough of the promo. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I'm not sponsored. I'm just really passionate about this book. Just like I am with The Walking Dead right here, as my online character very much resembles Rick Grimes from the All Out War season, All Out War storyline. It's so weird to think that The Walking Dead is ending next year. Smack some randomer in the face on GTA. Wow, I'm talking about The Walking Dead and you just want me to commit assault. Okay, fine. There you go. Oh, okay, I got 2 as well. I wasn't planning on that, but it just happened. Yeah, The Walking Dead's ending. It's like, wow. Very much happy with Andrew Lincoln's comeback into the mainstream media, by the way. I watched his performance in A Christmas Carol, and it was the best production I've ever seen. And I've seen some good ones as well, live and also recorded. Wow. Yeah, such a rubbish year for theatre as well. It was very good to see something so cool, honestly. Okay. In terms of final predictions for the final season, I've done a few streams on them as well, which I'd like to do more, but you know, if it happens, it happens. Yeah, I'd like to do a couple more prediction things for the final season, because The Walking Dead is my favourite TV show. I have the most enjoyment watching. I started watching Gotham, and I'm a huge DC fan. A huge Batman fan. I'll rephrase that. I watched Justice League not long ago, about 2 years ago now, and I absolutely hated it. So yeah, and I don't care about the Snyder Cut at all. I'm gonna let myself get beat up here because I enjoy getting punched up. Yeah, I watched Justice League, and I hated it. I hated it. I thought the writing was daft. That looks ace. Happy New Year, Tom. Happy New Year, Dad. Glad to see you're on the stream as well. You know, what can I say? Family is the greatest support network you can have. Yeah, it really is. In terms of videos dedicated, I don't really know what I could make on stuff like The Walking Dead. I'm currently working on something for YouTube, and I'm very pleased with how it's turning out. Very much looking forward to seeing the final product of this video. I'm working on the 200th TellTale Fight Scene special. What is it? Working on the TellTale Fight Scene series I do. Big fan of the Walking Dead games, and I'm basically compiling all the fights into one video. It's pretty cool. It's also the reason why I have been re-uploading a lot of fights, like the Kenny and Carver, a lot of the Lee ones, because I did it on the remastered version, and it's very crisp and clean, and it's not a definitive edition, and I will not be getting that. I just don't need it. But this will probably, I'm going to try and make this Walking Dead video as good as I can, because realistically after the can you make vehicles kind of like the Apocalypse? That would be good. I'm not sure if you can on GTA. No, I don't think you can. I am in a very I get mixed up between the two. You get rural and urban. Rural, I believe, is the city. I'm in a very urban area right now, which is quite reminiscent of the the second season when they're on the farm. So I guess it's as close as you can make it. Oh, is this the... Oh, this is the military base, yeah. Oh, we'll cause some mayhem here for a bit. I have invincibility on, so I won't die. I'll just be shot at 24/7. Oops, that's a bit... Yeah. It's funny, I say this is an urban city, except... Oh, right, so the rural is a very rural area. So the countryside. But I have the prison... No, not the prison. I did go to the prison once, and it was quite annoying because... in GTA, there's a secret prison, and if you fly into it, you get shot down immediately, and there's no way out, so you're basically shot at for ages. The only way you don't get shot at is if you go and sneak into the watchtower. In fact, it's the first stream of the year. I'll go and cause some mayhem in here as well. Yeah. I've been learning how to drive since November, and one of the things I was quite skeptical about doing was playing GTA and driving about there, because of course... Oh, 1 second, I will just sort this guy out. Oh, shoot. Can you steal a tractor? That would be fun. Tractors are very hard to find in this game. They're around, but at the same time, it's like... I'll try and steal something a little bit more. I'll try to steal something quite snazzy. But as I've been driving in real life, one of the things which I have to wipe from my mind is the thought of GTA, because I'm pretty sure that in GTA, or in real life, you shouldn't behave like the following here. Yeah, that's the... Oh, costs a lot of money, and... Yeah. And I'm not going to press the triggers to drive accurately, because that's just not what you do. Not how you behave in games. In games you escape reality. Unless you're playing Farm Simulator, Goat Simulator. Definitely when I do not play Surgeon Simulator. I am a psychopath when I play that game, and I have no regrets at all. I think... Do I start... Oh, I forgot I can rob a tank. Go with the goats. Go with the goats. Do the goats. I'm going to try and steal a tank. And the only way to steal a tank is to bring a tank to you. Yeah, I don't think you'll see Rick Grimes doing this in the movies at all, but oh well, we will just make do with it for now. Where are the tanks? They're not coming. This does get very noisy after a while. There we go. We've got the military coming in. When is the movie expected? Well, they haven't actually begun filming the movie yet. I have heard that they are planning to. They have been working on it. Production on the film has been going ahead. It's been going ahead now for about, I believe, about a year now. I believe so. But Andrew Lincoln hasn't actually been able to fly over to wherever. I believe it's LA to actually film it. And with current complications, I don't know when, but I believe they'll probably start filming in around springtime if everything's clear, because I don't know much about the about actors who need to travel to work, but something tells me that they probably could fly over to work, but obviously they'd have to quarantine and do the standard boring stuff which relate to the thing we don't want to talk about in this stream. But my best guess is they'll start filming around spring, because I can't remember, I think it was Scott Gimple, the writer, or the original showrunner for the, oh, there's a tank, the original showrunner for The Walking Dead. He's writing the movie, and he has said that the pandemic is actually worked out in the studio's favour, because now they're actually able to focus more in depth on the plot and just make it as best as they possibly can. So I believe like the script writing and that side of it is complete. It's just the filming they need to do now. But hopefully they can actually release the film before the show ends, because I think it will be quite bittersweet, because this series of Walking Dead films is a trilogy. Andrew Lincoln's signed on to do a trilogy of films rather than just a standalone, which will explain where Rick went after his final episode in the main show. So I'm intrigued as to how are they going to start the trilogy of films right after he's gone? Or are they going to do it in the present Walking Dead time, or what are they going to do? It's quite bizarre to think about. Let's cause some utter mayhem. Oh yes. And now we will break away from there and go down to LS Downtown, where we will do what we've always wanted to do: drive down a busy city inside a tank and cause absolute mayhem. I am actually thinking of because on my Instagram page I posted a monologue from The Walking Dead. It was, well, in the actual show, in the scene it played in wasn't actually a monologue. It was just a dialogue trade between Rick Grimes and Shane Walsh, and Rick had quite a lengthy line. However, it could make a good monologue on its own. So I performed the scene where Rick threatened Shane. Oh no! Oh come on! The tank's on fire already. That's that's annoying. But I performed this scene, and a lot of people really liked it. So I'm thinking, especially now that my audience has kind of increased a bit, perform another scene, maybe from The Walking Dead, maybe from something else. I'm not sure, but. Yeah, and then maybe focus on writing some more as well. I did write one, which was alright. This is back when I didn't really have a lot of original ideas at one point, and obviously the most relevant thing to talk about at the time was the thing we won't mention because I just don't want to hear it. But I may consider either writing something original to perform or rehearsing a original scene and not rehearsing a an already existing scene and perform it there. I will have to actually write something original at some point for a school project, but whether I decide to share that is, I haven't decided on it yet. I think if the ideas excite me, I'll probably share it, but if I think it's going to be boring and no one will watch it, then I don't see the point. Oh god, I absolutely love this tank. It's... oh... yeah, that's... tank's life is coming to an end. It's a massive shame. What a shame. Oh. Oh, that is just perfect. Massive clusters of vehicles you can just blow up is the absolute most satisfying thing to do on GTA. I think the next stream, I'm not returning to Let's Plays just yet. I kind of want to carry on testing things out with this new broadband. But as soon as Let's Plays are back on, I'll let you all know. I'm kind of thinking of different games to stream. Stream being fine, I'm going to log off now. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for watching, Dad. It really does mean a lot. And I'm glad you enjoyed as well. Yeah. Don't forget to check out the thing I mentioned, though, on my last video. Oh, great. And oh, not a nice thing to do. Wipe out the sniper. Ah, destruction is absolutely magnificent. Probably not a psychopath as well. You have to be careful what you say, because then your fans will think you're an absolute nutter, when in actual fact you're just really enjoying the game. Um. What's that for? Oh, scooter, really? Oh, that's nice of you, thank you. Oh, okay. I'm lost on what to talk about. I talk about The Walking Dead. I guess I can talk a bit about... Well, it depends. What do people want to talk about? Oh, EastEnders. Oh, long-time viewers of the channel will know I had a massive thing with EastEnders. I still do, and to be honest, it's just gotten bigger. For EastEnders, just American viewers, EastEnders is obviously a classic British soap, and I'm addicted to it. Even when it's absolutely awful, when it is utter crap, it's still one of the best things on telly. In fact, it was the only thing I watched on telly over Christmas. It was the only thing I was interested in. Everyone else was rubbish. Same old Christmas films you watch every year. Come on. But EastEnders, it really did offer something special this festive season. The Christmas and New Year episodes, I think the New Year episodes were much better. New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, they were much better. But I did enjoy the big reveal over who attacked Ian Beale. I thought it being a tag team between Phil Mitchell and Sharon Watts, I thought that was just fantastic. They foreshadowed it brilliantly, so you can't even say you didn't see it coming. But at the same time, there's still a massive element of surprise, and it was just awesome. It really was. I never thought too much about the off-screen conversation between Sharon and Phil. It was back in November. Sharon and Phil had a conversation allegedly about their divorce, and clearly that wasn't the case, because Sharon's known about Ian's involvement in Dennis's death for a while, and I kind of started to catch indications that something wasn't right when Sharon had just all of a sudden decided yes, that she wants to marry Ian after a lot of rejection, especially when EastEnders first returned after lockdown. In like the first 2 weeks, Ian was already trying to marry Sharon, and now all of a sudden she wants to marry him. I knew something wasn't right, and the fact that they've done this is just brilliant. It couldn't have been a better twist. In fact, I would say this twist is more iconic than the 2015 Sharon's father revelation. I thought that was really good, especially we had the Who Killed Lucy thing as well, but this was really good. It was fantastic. But the New Year episodes, oh my god, Danny Dyer and Kelly Bright, they are my favourite actors on the show. They are absolutely magnificent. I don't cry on with EastEnders. I don't. I didn't cry when Peggy Mitchell died, even though it was a really sad death. I didn't cry when Stan Carter died, and I love Stan. The Carters are my favourite family, so their first real tragic loss being Stan, I thought, you know, it was painful, but at the same time I didn't cry. But when Mick contemplated doing things, and when he told Linda about Katie, that just broke me. It really did break me. The performance was amazing. The dialogue was really good. I thought it felt like something they would actually say. You get used to these characters for so long, you can kind of picture what they're going to say before they even say it, because you know how these characters act, you know what their characteristics are, you know how they're going to deliver lines, you know. And the way they did it was just, it was so believable. It was just absolutely stunning. Danny Dyer specifically requested that social distancing rules be relaxed when filming the New Year episodes, and that has to be the best decision EastEnders has made since the Boat Week story, since the 35th anniversary week. The best decision they've done since that week. I would not have had this emotional response had they been 2 meters apart, had they been CGI'd together. And you can kind of tell they're CGI now. I'm starting to notice it more and more, that the fact that they are editing these characters together. Basically, they Danny Dyer, Kelly Bright, and Simone, I can't remember her last name, Katie Lewis, had basically, they created a bubble where I believe they self-isolated in. They took many safety precautions. They were absolutely fine, and they basically filmed this classic EastEnders style with a lot of screaming, a lot of physical contact, and it was absolutely brilliant. Mick Carter as well, he is probably my favourite. He is my favourite character in EastEnders, and he also has my favourite feuds in EastEnders. Obviously, we take classic characters like Phil Mitchell and Jack Branning, who have had many feuds in the past. Iconic ones to mention: Phil Mitchell versus Steve Owen, Jack Branning versus Sean Slater. Mick Carter has my favourite feuds. His feud with Stuart Highway was my absolute all-time favourite feud in EastEnders. There have been some other iconic ones, such as iconic Mick feuds, such as Mick versus Dean. I love a good brother feud, and Mick versus Dean was just brilliant. Mick versus Aidan Maguire. This one has to be his most diverse feud he's ever had. Mick Carter versus Katie Lewis. It's absolutely amazing, because for the first time, Mick does not have the upper hand through and through. Katie has been manipulating Mick into believing that what Mick is thinking isn't true. Katie's been manipulating Mick into thinking that there was nothing wrong about what Katie did. Katie didn't abuse him, Katie didn't do this, didn't do that. When the audience know that it is wrong, it is all lies what Katie's saying to Mick. Katie's making Mick think, go back on his word, thinking that this didn't happen to him, but obviously we know that's not the case. So to see Mick finally take back control, take back dominance, it felt like an amazing moment. It was honestly, so 2 years, go on 3 years ago now, but when Mick first punched Stuart Highway in the face, I cheered. But I cheered more seeing Mick grab a hold of Katie by the head and throw her to one side to tell Linda the truth. That was such a brilliant moment, seeing Mick finally take back control, seeing, you know, not the hard man, because I don't think Mick would hit a woman, even if it was Katie, but seeing the alpha in Mick Carter again, the true Danny Dyer, seeing that back was just such a breath of fresh air. It was such an amazing, amazing moment, and truly the best moment of the year for me on EastEnders, and quite frankly one of the best moments Mick Carter has had during his entire 7-year career on EastEnders, and I can't wait to see him do more on EastEnders. I can't wait. I hope this is the end of the downward spiral for the Carters. I do hope it is. I hope this is the final storyline for a while where everything's bad, because I'd love to see the Carters back to their roots again. When they first came into the show, they were very bright characters. They were very cheerful. They had Nancy, they had Lee, they had Johnny, all together. They were extremely it was just a joy to see them on screen. Danny Dyer was playing such a cheerful and jolly Mick, and I'd love to see this back. I hope that we can see Frankie become welcomed into the Carter family. I hope we can see the return of the permanent return of Lee Carter, which I will get onto his amazing return in the New Year's Eve episode. I hope we can see Nancy again. I hope we can see Johnny again, and then all of them welcome Frankie in. And at the moment, things aren't looking too good for the Carters, because obviously Tina has been murdered, which means that Mick and Shirley will probably be reunited over this death, but it will also mean that they will most likely want revenge. Shirley in particular, she's going to have a very busy 2021, because she will find out that Katie Lewis did abuse Mick Carter. She will find out that Gray Atkins has murdered her sister. Shirley is going on the warpath next year. I could even go as far as to seeing her meeting up with Phil Mitchell asking for a gun, which could be the September storyline. Perhaps the whole square will get involved on this death, and it will cause complications for Jack Branning, because then that means he'll have to arrest several neighbours. I honestly, there's so many characters. They could even make a whodunit, which I don't want them to do because they've just had a whodunit. But they could do a who killed Gray, who attacked Gray, who did this to Gray, because there's already plenty of suspects already, and they've not even announced or even teased the storyline with that. But so many characters will have a motive. Karen Taylor, Mitch Baker, Shirley Carter, Mick Carter, Whitney Dean. I think she could be a suspect, because obviously she'll find out the truth about what Gray did to Chantel and the abuse, and who knows, maybe Whitney and Gray begin to develop their relationship more, maybe, who knows. But I honestly think that the possibilities are endless with who attacked, who killed Gray. I don't think he should be killed off, because I think that's the easy punishment. That's the easy punishment for the character. Sorry, my controller's dead, so I need to charge it. There you go. That's fine again. But yes, there's going to be a lot of scrapping. Oh, Kirat is a suspect. I'd like to see Kirat do more. I think one of the, other than Mick giving Max Branning a good wallop before he leaves in February, I would love to see Kira and Gray Atkins go at it in a fight. I'd love to see it. I think Gray is quite a physically weak character, because at the moment all we can kind of pit him up against is women. Obviously he's beaten up Chantal many times, he murdered Tina. I think Gray is very, not just physically weak, but also very mentally weak, because he doesn't feel like he can take on a guy. He doesn't feel like he's got the confidence to attack a guy, which I think would be very interesting to explore, because then that means that just one of the many characters could probably take him in a fight. Gray is very intelligent, so there will be the court battle, which is why I think if EastEnders were to do a whodunit, and if they were going to wrap this up as quick as they could, I think they'd just do it. They would just do a who killed Gray, because if it was a who attacked Gray, then whoever's whoever the perpetrator is, they will very much, they will suffer the end of the heavy end of it, because obviously Gray is a lawyer, he knows the legal system inside and out. Basically it won't be looking good for whoever does it. So I wonder who's going to take down Gray. I want either Kira or Mitch. Keegan's a likely one, but I don't think he will. I don't think he will go after Gray. He might punch him, he might attack him, you know, typical Keegan fashion, but we'll see what happens. There's so many characters who can take Gray down. I can't wait to see it happen. I think he will become the next big villain of the square, considering how many enemies he has at the moment. It feels like Ian is the current villain of the square, considering everyone hates him. Tina attacked him in his house. Peter and Bobby hate him. Sharon and Phil have tried to kill him. Ben hates him. I can see this going for Gray as well. I hope they don't recycle it and they just do the same thing again next Christmas, but I think this could happen in the September season. I'm quite intrigued to see what will happen with Kush before he leaves. I think we'll probably get one last battle between Martin and Kush. Martin Fowler and Kush Kazemi. I think we'll see one more fight between them, or either Martin punching Kush or the other way around, considering Kush is just a ducked Arthur, and obviously Martin's very, very passionate over Arthur. He is stepson, kind of. Not really, but, you know. I think we'll see one more fight between Martin and Kush before Kush departs, which he should be leaving now. I would say either this month or next month. They did say 2021, so I reckon that he'll probably leave around the same time as Max Branning, bearing in mind that their exits were announced quite closely to each other. I don't like it when this happens, because I get anxious that out of nowhere they're going to announce that Danny Dye is leaving EastEnders or something. But there's sometimes a lot of periods where they will announce several exits in one go. Recently they had announced Tina's exit, Kush's exit, Max's exit, Jags' exit, and then out of nowhere, they didn't even announce it, but Habiba, she left. I hope to God that we don't see too many departures next year, although there are some I'm hoping for. Gray, the biggest departure. I think his days are numbered already. I think we will see Katie leave after this storyline has been sorted. I don't think she'll be sticking around. I don't think she'll be a long-term character. I think Katie will definitely leave once this storyline with Mick is over. Who else do I think will leave? In terms of classic characters, I don't really think there'd be many who would leave. I think it wouldn't surprise me if a character like Callum decided he's had enough, or an actor like Tony Clay who plays Callum. Depends, really. But yeah. Biggest exit I'm hoping for is Suki Panasaur, although I don't think they will. I think she will probably become a very Phil Mitchell-esque character where she does bad things but she'll just get away with them. I don't think she'll do something too drastic, which means she'll probably stick around for a lot longer. Although I wanted to leave, I do. I do hope we see some permanent returns. I am starting to get quite sick and tired of how so many characters are leaving and entire families like take Jack Branning for example. He is the last Branning on the soap. Obviously we have Richard Branning, who's the son of Jack and Sam Mitchell. We have Amy, who is the daughter of Jack and Roxy. But in terms of adult Brannings, we don't have any left because Max is still here, but he will be leaving. So, you know, who's going to? Are we going to see more Brannings? Is Jack going to be the last Branning? I think we should have some more Carter comebacks as well. Like I mentioned before, the Carter children, Lee, Nancy and Johnny. Perhaps even Carly, Shirley's daughter. Because that's the thing we've never really explored. Since the rest of the Carter family came into the soap with Mick, Linda, Mick, Linda, Nancy, Lee, Johnny, we've never actually explored the brother and sister relationship between Mick Carter and Carly Wicks, because obviously at first Carly would have assumed that Mick was her uncle, going along with the Mick and Shirley brother-sister thing that was initially brought in. But since the revelation that Mick is actually Shirley's mother, we've never actually explored the relationship of Mick and Carly being brother and sister, which I think would be quite interesting, considering that Mick, technically Tina was the closest thing Mick had to a sister, even though Tina was Mick's auntie. So who knows, maybe Mick and Carly would get on, maybe they would feud, maybe they would bond, who knows what, maybe massively contradictory over what I said before about wanting the Carters to have happy storylines. Dean, I think he would be an interesting comeback. Buster as well, considering he had an affair with Kathy. Excuse me. Just so many possibilities for permanent returns. I think if there are any major permanent returns, I think it should be the Carter kids, because we've not had them outside the adjust to life outside the Vic as well, which would be nice to see Nancy, Lee, Johnny get used to the fact they don't live in the pub, or their parents don't live in the pub. It would be kind of tricky though, because if Nancy comes back, unless she splits up with Tamwar would have to come back with her, and then we could see Tamwar bond with Ikra, because she is currently the last remaining member of the Ahmed family. So it would be interesting to see Tamwar bond with his cousin, because I believe what's his face, Masood was Habiba and Ikra's uncle, I think so. That would make Tamwar her cousin, which would be nice. I think it'd be nice to kind of explore that kind of dynamic thing. But yeah, what else? What else could I go into about this? Ooh, that was heavy. Other comebacks, Grant. I think Ross Kemp should come back. Even if it's not permanently, just come back for a couple of episodes because of the horrible passing of Dame Barbara Windsor. I think Ross Kemp should probably come back for a bit, out of respect, and that was where their relationship began on EastEnders. If he doesn't though, I wouldn't really blame him. I wouldn't like hate the actor for it. Brannings to come back. I don't think there's many Brannings left that would make an interesting, yeah. The Beals family is actually big again. That's actually quite interesting, because at one point there were only two Beals on the soap, Ian and Kathy. So now that the Beale family is actually bigger than the Carter family, the Branning family. We have big families on the soap, but small ones as well, lots of small ones. One of the things I'm getting kind of bored of, and this is technically the case with the Katie storyline, but at least with the Katie storyline, Mick and Katie, you kind of know this isn't going to be, that this isn't going to be long term. I'm getting tired of the continuous, the guest characters and the guest stints. I'm getting bored of them. Ellie Nixon I thought was a massive disappointment. They teased this massive war between Ellie and Phil. They did all this, and then just Ellie leaves out of nowhere because Phil had finally got the upper hand in the most boring and anticlimactic way ever. But yeah, I'm also getting tired of Phil. I love Steve McFadden, he's one of the best actors on the soap, and Phil is a great character, but he's overused. I swear he had about 4 major storylines last year, and major ones. He's been involved in the Christmas, he's been involved in the main Christmas storyline now for 2 years running. I think they should probably put Phil on the back burner a bit in 2021. Give him some stuff. I think Phil should probably get a lot of scenes with Shirley next year. I think Shirley will come to Phil for resources to sort out Gray and Katie. But you know, I think Phil and Ben have done a lot this year. I was very disappointed with the death storyline as well. They kind of just did nothing with that after lockdown, because obviously Ben had his hearing breached. He couldn't hear properly, and they were doing the death storyline. They had the amazing, absolutely amazing special episode they did in June, which was the deafness storyline at its peak, where the hearing was almost irreversible, considering Danny had just shot a gun right next to Ben's weak ear, and it's just wow. And then lockdown happens, and Ben's immediately getting treatment to get his hearing back. It's like, I thought it was a bit. You had an amazing episode like that, and then you almost retcon it because he's perfectly normal again. But I think they should definitely put those characters aside for this year and give them less so they can focus on the others. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I've rambled on about EastEnders now for what feels like half an hour. Don't really know what else to say about anything really. This has been a great comeback stream. Definitely going to carry on. Probably won't make one tomorrow because I need to focus on driving and also training. I'll get on to more of that later on in another stream or video, whatever. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all soon, and peace out, guys. Bye bye.